Okay, so today I am going to go through the blog and for the month of September because you're up leveling yourself. And why not be supported by the transmission that I've downloaded? And I will be posting this blog later today. And I put it out at the beginning of every month, a new monthly transmission, because the energies are changing. And you can notice how energy is changing because of how you feel, what you're thinking, what your body's doing, how you're reacting to your outer environment and your internal environment. And the past few months, maybe some of you have been doing this too, because we're soulpreneurs. So you're on this in this group because you're a coach, a consultant, a healer, a conscious entrepreneur, a soulpreneur. You're part of making the impact, the change. You're part of actually laying down the new foundation. You're here to do your purpose work powerfully, learn how to create prosperity from what you love doing. And that's part of the new foundation of the transformation that is happening globally on the earth, in the universe. And we all need to help each other. So we're moving from a competitive paradigm to a collaborative paradigm where relationships are even more important than ever to pay attention to. In the competitive paradigm, it was like all about just me and I need this. And, like we would fight for things, compete against each other. But in this new paradigm, we're collaborating and creating together. And money plays a big part of this transformation because in the competitive world, we're in the thought that we think that there's not enough money to go around. And so there's only a small percentage of wealthy people and the rest of us are all working or whatever. And then there's, the other, even more poverty or third world countries and that kind of thing. But in the collaborative world that we're moving into, this new paradigm of collaboration and relationships and higher consciousness, that doesn't have to work that way. That the competitive world is an old system. The collaborative world is where I feel most people want to go. And I'm networking and part of many different communities. And I notice things. Part of my gift is noticing everything. And I notice that even if they're not doing spiritual or self or personal development work, it's something that people desire. Wealth, prosperity, collaboration, working together. And the competitiveness is dying in the global world. And so I want to go through the transmission this month. I have the working title is, up level this September. But the bigger picture, so the forecast has 5 sections. The first section is big picture. And part of the big picture is that there's no dream too big. The universe can handle it. And that's the difference between the old paradigm and the new paradigm we're moving into is the old paradigm is very limited. The new paradigm is unlimited. And we're all, as a collective, navigating how to learn to be unlimited in our thinking, in our creations, and to be in the more all possibilities, pure potential mode when we're inspired or creating. And we haven't been conditioned that way. We haven't been trained from school or from our families that way or from ancestry. It's been very competitive training, and the training is still changing. Like it's the school systems and their operations of how they train kids to operate in the new world, I don't think is installed yet. So you have to seek outside sources to find this new training, and you have to seek it out yourself. And so I have the we're like the news show here. I have the blog in front of me here. And so I just want to like read a few little parts of it. So there's no dream too big or too small that the universe can't handle. So we need to be able to be more open and receptive to letting in the dream that you have. So who doesn't have a dream for their dream home, dream job, dream relationship? Let's look at those three things. It's just a dream when you're imagining what you want. But when you start taking actions towards what you want, it starts getting created. But you have to stay open to how the universe is going to give you this dream. So I'm going to give you an example. Dream relationship. Well, if you've been in a few bad relationships like I have, you get very familiar with what you don't want. So before you get into the next relationship, you have an opportunity, even if you're stuck in the old one too, you have an opportunity to dream about what you do want and to create it. So I did that, and I'm in my dream relationship. I'm with somebody who's very prosperous, an entrepreneur, highly motivated, a provider, a supporter of my dreams. So for me, I feel like I'm in my dream relationship right now. And then I've always wanted an acreage or a farm where I can have retreats, host events in person, have a building that is separate for working and hosting events, and then also like land to have events on, and then a beautiful home with a pool and a hot tub and a sauna and all that kind of stuff. Well, if I just let the money issue be the block that stops me from getting that dream, I would still have to be waiting for that dream. But I have been putting this dream out for at least 10 years, maybe longer, probably longer. And now it's happening. And I'm not financing it. And so I just kept seeding this dream of what I want. And the universe knows what we want because we're in part and through the universe. The universe is always moving through us. It's in us. We're part of it. And so the universe knows what we want. Each individual wants, because it's very creative, and it wants to give us what we want. And it doesn't punish us. We punish ourselves for not getting what we want. And so when you can let go, so this is part of the big picture for September, there is an opportunity here to receive what you want. And so when you let go of controlling how it should happen or how it should look like when it comes to you, you can receive what you want. But we have to drop the control and the expectations of how it happens, how it appears, how we get it. And that's hard to do because of the old conditioning of the competitive paradigm. But in the collaborative paradigm, it's easier. And so we just have to, we're straddling two paradigms. Everybody is. Some people are not even aware of the new paradigm, but whatever, it's happening anyway. And so while we're straddling, we need to be aware and notice ourselves when we fall back into the old paradigm's desire to be competitive, to be resisting, to having to figure it all out, to being worried and anxious, frustrated, irritated, all of those things that aren't helpful energies to stay in potential FM. So when we stay in potential and in all possibilities and stay still seeding our dreams by trusting, believing that it's possible, the universe can work with it because we aren't trying to control how the universe will give it to us. So the universe works, gives us what we want through other people. So it makes sense that we're moving into collaborative and relationship paradigm because the universe can work easily. And so wealth and prosperity are in the new paradigm because everybody can have that. And when we allow everyone to move money and wealth between each other, then there's more wealth for everybody. It's the flow. And currency is energy. And energy likes to move. So you can spend, you can save, you can grow more money, it likes to move. Okay, so that's the big picture. You can have your dreams. You can have your dream home, work, and relationships, and all the other dreams that you have. Keep dreaming them. Keep coming up with them. Keep them alive. And drop the control of how it shows up. I know in horse racing, it's easy to stay in that competitive paradigm. So like I said, we're all still straddling old paradigms here. And so I can enter a horse into the race and then it has to show up in a certain way, like I want to be in the winner's circle, and we need to figure out sometimes we interfere with our success by figuring out how the horse should run in the race instead of just letting it happen and trusting the best will work out. So next section of the blog is important details. And I'm going to say it again. The most important detail is to notice where you're attaching and trying to control outcomes, because that will constrict and close off the universe's ability to help you. And you are the universe. So you're doing it to yourself. You're getting in your own way when you're trying to control outcomes, trying to control the results. Trust that the outcome it'll show up in the best way. Trust that the outcome will result in the way you want. And so, another story in the last few months, let's say last 6 months, I've been unraveling lots of old money paradigm patterns that are totally, have been conditioned into me, imprinted into me from this old competitive paradigm that, it's been running for over 2,000 years. And I've done conscious work. So I've taken conscious actions to actually look at those patterns, to look at why they're getting in my way, why I'm letting them get in my way. What is it? I've tapping, hypnotherapy, shamanic work, ceremony work, coaching, all types. I dive deep into it the last 6 months because to do my purpose work, I transitioned out of, a normal profession into this transformational industry profession. And it's different. You make money in a different way. There's marketing involved, there's sales involved. I had to learn all this new way of operating. And when you're in a transformation like that, like when you're unraveling things, you're like an onion. Okay, so you take off one layer, but then it reveals another layer inside that needs to be dealt with, that needs to be unraveled. And, I had lots of layers that had to be dealt with. And so it was a lot of work, and the work is still not done, maybe not, who knows. But I can tell that I'm learning to be in more receiving mode, receptive mode, and letting go of control of how it shows up. And trusting that all the efforts, I have been paying the price for the dreams that I want to create, the prosperous dreams that are coming to me, by my dedicated time, my dedicated commitment to keeping my dreams alive, by the energy, by all of the unraveling, by all of the work, the self-development, the professional, the spiritual development work. That is what I've been paying. There's energetic currency here. And the universe recognizes that. There's more. The thing about value is we have, because of the old competitive paradigm, we have kind of based value on money, but that's not true. That's an old paradigm belief system. Value is so much bigger than that. It's you are the valuable person. You are the value. Your gifts, your talents, your skills, your commitment, how you show up, how you decide to transform something. That's all valuable work, because in the new paradigm, we're collaborative and we're connected and we're working together. When you do something that is big, deep work to unravel an old pattern, you really support everyone else. You're supporting everyone else with your transformation, whether you know it or not, or intend to or not. So all of this unraveling of money patterns in my life, they're supporting my entire network, my whole family, all of the container that I work in, everything, and beyond what I know. And so if you understand that for yourself, the deep unraveling work that you've been doing is supporting everyone else globally. So the next section is like stumbling blocks of the transmission. So what do we need to be watching out for? When noticing. So this is the practice for the month, to notice. Notice when you go into worry, anxiety about money. It's really easy to, where does most stuff come from? Fears, worry, anxiety, money problems, relationship problems, not getting what you want problems. So if you find yourself worrying, feeling anxious, and it's around money, relationships, and your work, just notice it. And notice that it's closing you off from your dreams so that you can put yourself back into being in potential and all possibilities. And this is easier said than done. I have had amazing support, and I have paid people to help me to transform these patterns, because I didn't just create these patterns in this lifetime. These are multiple lifetimes. These are patterns that I learned and studied from my family, from school, from society, that I took on as my own problems. And we've all done this. We've all done this. So this month, it's encouraged that you start paying attention even more to yourself and ask for help to move through the resistance so that you don't stay stuck for too long. I'm one of those guides that helps you move through those things. And there's so many other people too. And many of you are those guides, but I can't always transform things by myself. And so if you're a coach or a consultant or a healer, we need to work together. And that's the new paradigm. I was getting an insight about this last week. We all want to be doing our purpose work. Well, we can be helping each other by flowing money between each other and helping each other transform and grow, because there's always more money coming in the new universe. So then there's another section that was in the alignments possibilities section, because everything you want is here right now. It just takes trust, faith, and hope to stay consistent with the everyday flow of life and work and relationships. And noticing yourself. So sometimes you have more energy and sometimes you don't. But if you just brush it off and not pay attention to yourself, you're ignoring it. I'm not saying that you have to fix and change it in that moment, but the noticing alone, the witnessing, the self attention that you're giving yourself is a powerful, powerful tool to change it on its own. But it's becoming self-aware, self-observing yourself. Instead of, feeling yucky and that kind of stuff, you want to get away from it. So you watch Netflix instead, or you watch the news or try to save the world somehow. But if you come back to yourself and put attention on what is bothering you, you have a better chance of transforming it. And if you are the type of person who does want to get away from yourself because you don't want to deal with your problems, find a guide like me to help you start working through that, because change can happen quickly and you can feel better quickly when you work with other people who are experts at this kind of stuff. So then the last section of the blog, of the monthly transmission, is expansion opportunities. So basically, this is a month of up-leveling and upgrades. So there's upgrades, just like on your phone, you get a monthly upgrade, or maybe every 2 weeks, who knows? But we're always upgrading the software. We're always having the opportunity to upgrade. But we have to install the upgrade, just like on the phone or the computer. And then we have to up level. Use that new software, use that new upgrade, instead of just letting it not run. So up-leveling is a process of increase and evolution and growth, and it does require us to be aware and conscious and mindful and to self-observe. And that will be the transformation, that will be the breakthrough into this new level of wealth, prosperity, collaboration, teamwork, working together, relationship development, community, and globally, if there's more individuals working together doing that, then that will increase. It will increase. Because we don't need to force, push, or pull things to happen. When we turn our attention to ourselves and worry about, not worry, focus on ourselves, focus on what's bothering us, what's interfering with our desires, our dreams, and see, transform it, then it helps everyone else. And then eventually it will be everywhere. So the last paragraph, or in the middle of the expansion opportunities, I'm saying, reframe and witness your life experiences as teachers or lessons. And that's an opportunity to expand beyond the past and change the future by being present. By being present. And we can let go of those past negative outcomes or life experiences that have happened to us, because that was then and this is now. This is now. That was then, this is now. This is a practice on itself too. That whatever, if something comes up and bothers you, I know pointing's bad, but that was then, this is now. You can do that for yourself. And then the last paragraph is, know how valuable you are. Know how valuable you are. And it has nothing to do with your money. It is everything about you. And sure, you might have a lot of money in the bank, increases your value, but it is everything else. It appears in so many forms beyond what the old system has created. In the old system, money values everything. But the new system, it appears in so many different ways. So just knowing that you're valuable will increase your ability to have more money, have prosperity, have wealth, property, friends, family, happy relationships. That is valuable. That is valuable. And that you are part of this foundation, this new foundation. You're part of it. And that purpose alone is valuable. And so I'll post the link for this blog, this new transmission, into the link in the chats after I have it uploaded, which will be soon today. And please read it. And that's how we help each other is, you know, lots of us are marketing on social media and emailing and that's how we help each other is by using each other's services, sharing each other's posts, making comments, because that helps us get more visibility and exposure to people who don't know us yet. And if we drop the competitive paradigm and worry about promoting somebody that might be doing something similar and turn it into a collaborative thing, there's more than enough for everybody. The universe has so many resources, but we have to open up our view, open up our imagination, open up our potential and possibilities to receiving it. So the big theme for this month is upleveling your receiving mode, your value, your self-worth. So thank you so much for letting me share the blog for the month, September transmission 2024. I'll post it in the chat, in the links, and please read it. And I'm so happy to have shared it with you today. So have a great day. Bye.